Peggy 12.
On June 28th, 1985, I played Spy Hunter at the 3rd Annual Masters Tournament, which was a Guinness Book tournament. I played the game for 12 hours straight on 1 quarter. I found out later on that it was good enough for the Guinness Book, and I was published. The game was, just fascinating. Everybody there was crowds around it. That was one game that I was drawn to.
I think it just allowed things to be faster. It allowed to experiment, putting guns and other such things on cars.
Spy Hunter was definitely one of the most challenging video games. For starters, I think you only had about 3 men for 25 cents. And it was real hard, the game was non-stop. You pretty much were working. You couldn't take your eyes off the machine for even 2 seconds.
I think it was just different than what they had in the past. It wasn't a maze game like Pac-Man. People were looking for unique games that simulated real life. And this was one of them that did that very well.
You're talking about the very first game ever being a driving shooting game. How did that not shape video games?
People love it whenever you can combine 2 different things that are awesome, aka driving fast and shooting guns. So any game that you can do both of those is going to be a win.
You have to develop patterns and strategies for the enemies, and you have to find out their characteristics and break it down. And it was a thinking game. The game design was simple and easy to learn, but hard to master.
Atmosphere of arcades is something kids probably know nothing. It's a very dirty place. It's kind of like a nightclub for kids.
All the girls were there, all the guys were there. If you weren't in the arcade, you're kind of a square, you were a superstar if you were good at a game.